Okay, so I'm going to use that same B-size template. I'm just going to leave the border in the model space. I probably should have done that on the last one so you could really see this, but as I'm trying to keep explaining things and you're working, some of you have already finished these drawings, but I'm trying to give you an opportunity to go back and fix those. So I have B-size limits, I have a B-size border. I'm just going to stay in model space and I'm going to draw. This time I'm just going to straight up draw the tube hanger by its sections. So this bottom section, I know there's an inch, and then it goes up 2 inches, back over an inch and down, and that's kind of that left piece of the tube hanger. And then from this edge over to the center, I can offset that 5. That's where the center line is going to be for the center part of the rounded shape. It's a 4-inch diameter. So basically the bottom edge is flat, comes all the way across. And to the center would be 2 if it's a 4-inch diameter end. So I can do, that's my center point, radius of 2, and then same center point, diameter of 3. There's my two holes and outer round cylinder of my tube hanger. And then it shows that the connecting web member goes from this point, tangent. Quick and easy. I know I need to have some center lines. Again, I'll just go ahead and do them so I don't forget them. Pick the center line to this, and then one center line representing that this is a curve. Yes, there's going to be a hole in that, and it does make it a little bit long. You can stretch those pieces out, make them smaller. But that's what the front view is going to look like. Now I may have to move it down just a little bit so I can fit the top view in here. Okay, go back to my objects. Project those pieces up, over, and down. I shouldn't have to go down, but anyway, go up from the end. That's the area that this place is going, or the area that this tube hanger is going to take up in the top view. The entire overall depth of this thing is 2 from back edge of this end piece here. It's 2 inches from there to the center line, and then another inch after that. So we know we have at least 3 inches, but what we also need to take into account is that this web comes up in the middle of the cylinder, and the cylinder is 1.5 inches. So when I calculate that, I'm actually taking that 1.5 inches. I'm going to subtract the width of that web, which is 0.75, which leaves me 0.75 to distribute evenly around the web on both sides. So 0.375 is to the front or the back edge of the web. 0.75 is the thickness of the web. It was 2 inches from the back of the web to the center of the arc, and it's 1 inch past that. So again, mathematically I could add all that, but that made it a little easier to figure out what spaces am I looking for. So again, the cylinder itself, I want to make sure I'm showing that. So there is nothing on this side. The cylinder sticks out 1.5 inches, which would be there. So there's not anything that sticks out past that. So I've just located where the cylinder sits. And again, I can offset 1 inch to show the thickness on this end. And I can go ahead and trim all that. I really don't need this line. It's going to be a center line in a little while. If you want to go ahead and turn it into a center line, you can. So now just simply projecting. I got to project the hole through. Change those to hidden lines. And you don't necessarily have to have any other views in this. So you should be okay with everything fitting on your B-size border. Don't forget the hole that's on this side. That's why we had another view. I knew there was a reason I had 4 views on this. There's a hole on this side that we'll have to draw so we can get to the dimensioning of that. But I think you can manage to do the rest of that yourself. Here's a piece that is fairly new. If you look in your textbook at the image they're giving you, there is a very distinct line where this edge hits that round. Now in the last drawing, we had the same thing happen, and I told you not to worry about it, but it's because it was all in the same face. This one is not. There is still cylinder sticking out past it. So now I have to find that particular tangent point, and I have to project that up, and that is where this web member is going to have to stop, because it does not go all the way across that part. It comes up from the end, and it stops right there. So you have to actually project tangent points like that. And again, since these do blend together all along this side, this is how it's going to look when it's connected. It does come across to the bottom. So we're going to have a center line in there, but we're also going to have a hidden line in that same space. When that happens and you have an object, a hidden, or a center line all occupying the same location, always go with the visible line or the object. If it's just a hidden or center, always go with the hidden line, which is what this is in this case for a small amount, over the center line. So underneath that, there would actually be the hidden edges of where this web comes all the way under and hits right there. So that's where I would trim out, and that's how that web member connects and hits on a cylinder. It's not, these surfaces weren't flush, so that line didn't go all the way across. They were offset. Now the center line that you would have, you wouldn't add that, just add the hidden lines for the hole and then draw the next side. And that's how you will complete the tube hanger.